Well, good evening and welcome to the Man Cave Comedy Hour. Got a great show for you tonight. 3 awesome comics. One's a singer, one's a yo-yo champ. I'm telling you, we've got it all going on here tonight, and I hope that you are ready for a good show. How about everybody in the house? Are you ready? I think they are, and I hope you're ready at home. Stand by, coming your way, the Man Cave Comedy Hour. Live from Wauseon, Ohio. It's the Man Cave Comedy Hour with your host, Jeff Lamb.
That's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. Are you kidding? No respect from anyone.
On tonight's show, Sean Paraventi, Camilla Valerio, and Tim Finkel. The Man Cave Comedy Hour is brought to you by the Curtis High Flash Breakfast Diner and Bar.
Dave's not here.
All right, then. See how that works? We are ready to go, and we've got just a lovely show for you tonight. I hope you're ready. Please hit the share button, if you would, and let everybody know that this show is on. It helps us out. It helps out the comics. So just be sure and click the share button. Doesn't cost you anything. All right. Our first guest tonight from Detroit is not just a comedian, but is also an accomplished actor and playwright. Please give a great big Man Cave welcome to Sean Paraventi. Yeah. Here he comes.
Good to be here tonight. How you guys doing? Should probably tell you guys a little bit about myself. I was dating a woman recently who was way too young for me. And there was a lot of pressure dating a younger woman. She was like, teach me something in bed a younger guy couldn't teach me. I'm like, okay, this here's a CPAP mask. When daddy puts it on, it's time to go night-night. But I'm getting older, you know, so I try and stay in shape. I was at the gym this morning. And there was this muscle-bound douchebag there. It was like, you know, flexing in front of the mirror and taking selfies and bench pressing like 400 pounds like it was nothing. And I just thought to myself, she is hot. I actually go to a pretty high-end gym. They have a lot of really nice amenities. Like there's an attendant in the men's locker room who hands you a towel when you get out of the shower, which I thought was really a nice feature. So I found out the guy doesn't even work there. He's just some guy who likes hanging out in the men's locker room. You know, I should have noticed something amiss because the towel he handed me was always the towel he'd been wearing. Here you go. But I see we got a birthday here. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday. What's your name? Marcy. Give Marcy a round of applause. Sitting up front at a comedy show for your birthday. You'll get Jeff later. It's all Jeff's fault. I just had a birthday myself. I just turned 55 years old. Yeah, it's horrible. Thank you for not clapping. I mean, this should not be happening. Marcy, this should not be happening to me and Marcy. We should not be getting older, right? We used to be young, right? I know. We used to be cool. We used to be tall. I've never been tall either, Marcy. You're right. Neither of us have. I used to have a beautiful head of hair. You and me both, right, sir? Oh, man, in the 90s, I rocked a mullet and I drove an IROC. I was the shit. You know, but it all goes away like that, doesn't it? It's like 1 minute you're young, you're carefree. You just don't care. You're waking and baking doing rips from the bong. For breakfast, you're eating cold pizza that you found in the couch. You're chain smoking Marlboro menthols. Oh. While you're guzzling Jack Daniels, drunk driving down the freeway, not wearing a seatbelt, having unprotected sex, and doing lines of cocaine off the stump of a one-legged hooker named Helen. And then the next minute, you're 55 years old, and you're reading the ingredient label on a bottle of Newman's Own fat-free organic salad dressing to check for carb content. What happened to me? I used to party, man. Oh, in my teens and early 20s, I smoked enough weed to put Willie Nelson in a coma. I used to do enough cocaine every weekend to feed and clothe an entire Colombian village for a year. And I would still make it to work Monday morning. Now, I can't even eat Mexican food after 7 o'clock at night without going in sick. It's not fair. And I stay in shape, too. Just last year, I ran a full marathon. My 11th. And just last week, well, thank you. There was one person clapping for that thing. It's really the dumbest thing I've ever done before, running a marathon. And I've smoked crack, too, so it's like, yeah, running a marathon, smoking crack, yeah. But, just last week I ran a full just last year I ran a full marathon, and just last week, I pulled a muscle sneezing. It's not fair. I can run farther than I did when I was 25. I can bench press more than I did when I was 25. And I can get up and go to the bathroom more during the night than when I was 25. My record's 7. I'd like to see those young bucks at the gym top that. But I think there's really only one advantage to getting older. Martha, what do you think it is? Do you have... Might not apply to you. I don't know. Probably doesn't. She hasn't found it yet. And I'll tell you why, because it applies to me and not to you. To me, the only advantage to getting older is being a middle-aged white guy. I can pretty much shoplift all I want. Nobody ever suspects me. Like, I haven't paid for groceries in like 10 years. You really want to see me in action, you should see me at Best Buy. I can pretty much walk out with a 72-inch flat screen, and the only reason why they're stopping me is to see if I need help getting it into my that Say what you want about the deals on Amazon, but I am all for shoplifting locally. That reminds me, it's never too early to start your Christmas shopping. Shoplifting. Oh, I must have one out, Marcy. You're with me, though. The birthday girl. So it's good to be down here in Ohio. I live up in Michigan in a quiet little town, Detroit.
Go Blue.
Go Blue. Okay, yes. Yes, go Blue, unless... I don't want to start a war here, so please. I know. Ohio State fans, Michigan State fans, let's get along for the next 12 minutes. Oh, okay. I like you guys then. I do. Awesome. But I live right downtown, and I walk a lot of places, right? So the other day I was walking up to the dry cleaner, and I had my clothes in a garbage bag, and I was wearing like old sweats, looking kind of beat up. Well, I look up and I see an ex-girlfriend of mine who I haven't seen for years. And she is looking good too, right? So, her and I have that initial awkward greeting. And then she says to me, "I'm sorry, I have to go. But here, take this." And she hands me a $20 bill. She thought I was homeless. I said, "Hang on." She said, "Don't be proud." I said, "I'm not being proud. I just think the least you can do is give me 40. I mean, if she thinks that I am homeless and out there living on the street, and maybe my downward spiral started when she broke up with me, she should at least cover the cost of my dry cleaning, right? Yeah. I told the concierge of my building this story, and he could not believe what a cheapskate she was. But I was in San Francisco recently. Homeless people there are aggressive. Like, this guy asked me for money. I'm like, "Sorry, man, I don't carry cash." He said to me, "I take Venmo." I was like, do you take PayPal? And then he said, "PayPal? How old are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And I'm like, so I pull out my phone to send the guy some cash, and he said, "What's that, an iPhone 6? Go ahead, keep your money, buddy. You obviously need it more than me." I got phone shamed by a homeless guy. Joke was on him, though. My iPhone's actually a 6G. Oh, yeah. So the Detroit Police Department recently arrested 17 members of a street gang on charges ranging from murder to racketeering to drug dealing. And all the evidence they had on the gang was from the gang's social media accounts. Yeah. Now, I'm no criminal mastermind or anything, but I'm thinking if you're committing a drive-by shooting, maybe you shouldn't put it up on TikTok. I mean, that's much better suited for Snapchat. But I mean, how stupid do these guys have to be? It's like, okay, time for the drive-by. Here, Chuck, you take the AK-47. Billy, you take the Glock. Me, I'll take the selfie. I can see the guy there about to shoot, like photobombing in the background. But people do stupid things while taking selfies. Last year, it's estimated 47 people worldwide died while taking selfies. 47. Now, most fell off cliffs or other high places. One guy died taking a selfie on a putt-putt course. And a young couple on their honeymoon got eaten alive by a pride of lions while taking a selfie with a pride of lions. I mean, some people call that a tragedy. I call that natural selection. I feel a little bad for the people who bought them wedding gifts. You know, I guess when they booked a destination wedding, they didn't realize the destination was the stomach of an apex predator. First time I ever lived with a woman, I was in my early 20s. And like I was thoroughly convinced, I don't know if you guys were ever been there like at that age, thoroughly convinced that she was the woman I was going to spend the rest of my life with. We were committed, like we owned a dog together. And then one time I came home and she told me that she had been seeing somebody else and she was no longer in love with me. I know, I was like, my life was shattered. And you know what the only thing that came out of my mouth was? I asked her if the dog knew. That's the only thing I said. And my girlfriend kind of gets a smile and she says, oh yeah, Daisy knows. And that, folks, is when I got pissed. Because you know what? Girlfriends cheat. Significant others cheat, but I expected more loyalty than from Daisy the golden doodle. You know, to think that some other guy was coming into my house, petting my dog. She was probably resting her head up on his lap, wagging her little tail, taking treats. My girlfriend moved out that day and she took Daisy with her. Bitch. And you know what? Up until the very last minute, I expected her to change her mind. But no, as soon as my girlfriend picked up that leash, Daisy ran right to the front door like it was just another walk. And you know what? I was in my 20s. Honestly, what I wanted to do is I wanted to get high. I wanted to call my Coke dealer, but I didn't. Because the guy she left me for was my Coke dealer. Ouch, yeah, ouch, I know. And you know what? He may have gotten the girl, he may have gotten the dog, but he lost a hell of a customer. I am not going to tell you which one of the three I missed the most. But I mean, that breakup was hard. It took me, a long time to get over it. Probably like 2 years before I even dated again. It was a good decade before I got another dog. And after that, I couldn't even do regular Coke. I had to switch to crack. Me in my 20s. I have trouble remembering names. Anybody have trouble remembering names? Yeah, I have some people back there. And it's caused a lot of issues in my life. Some people take it personal, Like my ex-wife. I mean, so what if I occasionally forgot her name? She knew it was an issue before we got married. But the first time I forgot her name was kind of embarrassing. First time I forgot her name, it's when we were having sex. But I didn't call her the wrong name. I was like, oh, you. I mean, it could have been worse. I could have called her sister's name, right? But I didn't remember her sister's name either. I'm single. It's funny how your expectations kind of change as you get older. Like I used to like want to find someone who would take my breath away. You know what I mean? Like I wanted everything. But now, I just want someone around who can call my cell phone when I can't find it. I've tried all the dating apps. I've tried Bumble. I've tried Tinder. The one I've had the most success with, Grubhub. Honestly, first time I ordered Grubhub, I had a beautiful woman named Amber bring me the meal of my choice from the restaurant of my choice right to my doorstep. It was one of the best first dates I ever had. Yeah, and sure, I had to tip her 20%, but divorce cost me 50%. And my ex-wife never let me pick out the restaurant. Now, granted, the next time I ordered Grubhub, it was a portly middle-aged guy named Carl. But you tell me some other dating app I'm going to bet 50% on. And Carl's a nice guy. Him and I may actually go check out a Tiger game this year. But I know a lot of people think that like love and romance is like for the young, But let me tell you what I've learned from Tinder. There are some horny-ass grandmothers out there. Oh my God, the first woman my age I hooked up with on Tinder within 15 minutes. Look, he's pointing at this woman. Are you two together, sir? Yeah, he's like, horny grandma, me and her. Thank you for that image forever burned into my head. And she had no idea you were doing that behind her back. Of course, she also is not disagreeing at all. So. But yeah, the first woman my age who I hooked up with on Tinder, within 15 minutes of meeting me, of matching, she says to me, I want you to come over here right now and ravage me. Now, when she asked me to ravage her, I had to look that shit up because I had no idea what the expectations were. Now, sir, in case your horny grandma ever asks you to ravage her, just to know what the expectations are. According to Urban Dictionary, ravaging means to leave her breathless, shaking, temporarily incapacitated. Oh, yeah, like you do all that. She's covered her face. She's like, oh, he can never live up to that. And here's the tricky part, and yet with a secret smile upon her face. She's like, yeah, he might be able to handle that one. But you know what? But then what she said next really blew my mind. She said, but we need to make an early night of it. Because I got my grandbabies in the morning. And she did not mean this as a euphemism. She really had her grandbabies in the morning. I mean, it was a bit of a buzzkill. Don't get me wrong, I still went over the river and through the woods to get to grandmother's house. And I administered a decent ravaging. Tell you what, you haven't lived until you have done it on plastic-covered furniture. Grandma and I only hooked up that one time, but we're actually still friendly. She actually sends me a birthday card every year with a $5 bill in it. And I'll get going on this one. The last woman I dated was really into sexting. How about horny grandma? Is she into sexting? He's like, not with me at least. Okay. Maybe I should have asked her that question.
Let me check.
Yeah. Wait, let me check. But the last woman I dated was really into sexting, and I mean, that makes me feel so uncomfortable. Like, I'm not even comfortable talking dirty. And now not only am I supposed to commit it to writing, I need to figure out the proper emoji that correlates with that particular sex act. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do you up the ass. Smiley face with tears emoji. Yeah. But I told her I didn't know what to say. She's like, just tell me whatever it is you're gonna do to me. I'm like, okay, well, first, oh, baby, first, I am going to go over the river and through the woods, and I'm going to ravage you for the next 2 to 2.5 minutes. And then when I'm done doing that, I'm going to get real freaky, baby, and I'm going to strap on my CPAP mask. Thank you. My name is Sean Paraventi.
All right. There he is. Sean, great job tonight.
Thank you.
Now, have you got any gigs coming up you'd like to invite people to come see you at?
Sure, yeah. At the end of the month, I am opening for Quinn Patterson in Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak. That's the last weekend of the month. As a playwright, I have a play that's being produced the next 2 weekends up in Southfield, Michigan. If you're interested in that, you can ask me about that after the show.
All right. Well,
Cool.
Great deal. Thank you so much for coming out,
Thank
Sean.
you,
I
guys.
appreciate it. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Are you guys enjoying yourselves so far? Yes, sir. All right. Now, tonight's featured performer is an Argentine-born American singer and stand-up comic. She's been entertaining crowds far and wide with her soulful voice and fresh brand of stand-up comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Let's get her out here, Camilla Valerio. Here we go. Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Are you guys having a good time? Yes. Fabulous. What a fantastic venue, am I right? Feel like you're in an above-ground basement a little bit? Those kind of vibes? I feel comfortable. I love it. Are you guys all locals from around here? Love it. I drove about an hour and a half to get here. I'm from Michigan. Yeah. Go blue. I am a Wolverine, so yeah, go blue. It's funny though, like I drove down here and we were talking about how I take the pipeline or whatever, the turnpike? Did I take the turnpike? I'm like, I don't know. I just set the GPS and I black out for an hour and a half. No idea how. I take the GPS to get me in my town, home. I take it to the bathroom in the morning. That's my GPS level. I don't know why more serial killers aren't just using GPS to kill you, because they could have me tied in their basement. I'd still be like, is this a 5-minute detour? I'm all in, is what I'm saying. I drove in here. It's beautiful. Finally, it's getting nice. Oh, man. We've had a tough 12 months here with cloudiest April in history, actually. Yeah. Beautiful drive. Saw a couple cats walking along the side of the road. That's how you know it's a good day. If you see 2 dogs, I pull over. I call 911. It changes my day. You guys wouldn't see me. I wouldn't be here. okay? I saw those cats and I just assumed they were out for a walk. How do you even know if a cat is lost? Is your cat, cats always look like they know where they're going. You know what I mean?
No.
How many people in here own a cat? So you guys get this. Cat owners are 100% likely to write something about their cat's personality on a wanted poster, like it's going to help us identify their cat. Say something like, Twinkie is a sarcastic introvert with cutting wit. You feel like you're walking on eggshells. Have you seen her? I'm like, you just described all cats. And frankly, my mother. Lovely woman, yeah. Frankly, even if I do find your cat, I'm not going to approach it. Your cat sounds like a nightmare, if I may. You know, I'm from Ann Arbor originally, but I am an immigrant. How many immigrants in the room? I know. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, my family moved to the state of Michigan in the early 90s from Florida. So, no. Just now, we're from South America, from Argentina, and yeah, we moved to a city in Michigan extremely well known for its cultural diversity and inclusion. You guessed it. Have you heard of Howell, Michigan? That is where we settled. Yeah. Howell, Michigan's a great place to grow up for the Klan, and we had a wonderful time in the 90s. Yeah. As an immigrant in the U.S., I've been here now my whole life. You could barely even tell I don't have an accent. You know, there's two sides of you as an immigrant, though. There's a very humble part of me that'll never forget what it's like to have nothing. And then there's a very American part of me, because I've been here my whole life now. You can see both parts on an airplane, okay? Humble me as in coach, and I'm like, pass me your child, it takes a village. But if American me gets an upgrade to first class, the sunglasses go on, I don't want to see your ugly child. Do you guys come to comedy shows often? You guys come out? Comedy shows are great. Comedy shows are a fantastic place to forget what's going on in the world. It really is. You get to forget about it, just listen to someone's opinions for a couple hours. That's the best part about it. I don't like to look at the news too much, so you're not going to get too much high-level stuff coming from me. No. I like to look, when I do look at the news, I like to look at stupid news, entertaining news, juicy news, like the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime. It was a juicy one to follow. I followed it on Instagram. For a while there, I wasn't sure if she was going to go to jail. For a minute there, they were kind of like looking like they weren't going to send her. I'm like, she has jizz in her first name. I don't know how hard this is. What's in a name? I don't know. If you have a son named Connor, he's going to be a douchebag or a leprechaun, okay? Those are the choices. If you have jizz in your first name, you're going to be a pedophile or a cum collector, and she was both. All I'm saying is if O.J. Simpson's first name was Jizz Simpson would have gone to jail. And Jizz Cosby would have never been released. That's how it works. Yeah. But stupid, this is a real news article that actually I read on the internet recently. Do you guys know who Drake is?
Woo! Yeah.
For those of you who don't know who he is a black Canadian Jewish rapper. Cast a wider net. That's not possible. Women are out there and they're trying to have his babies, myself included. Okay, he's a good-looking guy. He went on a date with a girl and he had sex with her. And after having sex, she fished his condom out of the trash can and turkey basted herself. Oh. Yeah. Can you blame her? Yes, you can. That's fucking crazy. Sadly, I know 5 people who would do that, probably. Myself included. And no, but this is actually she's now suing him, okay, because after putting his condom in the trash can, this has happened to Drake before, apparently. And so before throwing them away, he puts hot sauce in his condoms. True story, so she's suing him. I'm like, hot sauce in a condom, that might be the blackest thing I've ever heard about Drake. That's true. But the news has held a lot of people in the public eye accountable. Cancel culture, the Me Too movement, it's been very important. Doesn't mean it hasn't been hard, okay? For a girl who grew up with a photo of Bill Cosby on her bedroom wall, he was my pen pal, okay? These last few years have been difficult for me. And I'm considering taking it down, okay? Full disclosure. But I'm not sure that I agree with every single cancellation. I don't. I'll give you an example. Chuck Close, famous mainstream painter, okay? He was canceled because he told one of his models during a painting session that her vagina looked delicious. What's wrong with that? I'm not hearing it here. Something else about Chuck Close. He was a 70-year-old quadriplegic. If there's anything a quadriplegic knows, it's taste. Take the compliment. If Ray Charles told me my vagina sounded delicious, I would thank him. Ask if he could be a reference. It's what he does. That's the truth. Okay. Aziz Ansari, famous comedian, okay, very famous comedian. He was canceled, okay, because he went on a date with a girl who gave him not one, but 2 blowjobs. Now, sir, I don't know you, but that's 2 more than you're getting today. Am I right? That's 3 more. That is 3 more. That's 3 more blowjobs than you're getting today, yes. And 2 more than I've ever given. Yeah. It's a lot of blowjobs. She went to a news outlet and proceeded to tell them that he wasn't getting any of her hints, that she wasn't interested. But at what point do 2 blowjobs tell someone you're not interested? What is a blowjob if it's not nodding yes for 10 minutes? 2 minutes if you're me. Let's be honest. I'm busy. Last but not least, one of my favorite comedians was canceled for a while there, Louis C.K. You guys know who Louis is? Louis, very, very famous comedian. He was canceled after decades of hard work. He was canceled for kind of a big reason. He was canceled because he asked several women on different occasions if they could watch him whack off in a hotel room. Okay? It was a pattern of behavior. See, but I believe he was canceled because he's ugly, 100%. Because if you put me in that hotel room, but you switch Louis C.K. for Drake, toss me a raincoat and some Chex Mix, I'm going to be there for a while. Do not check on me, I am fine. We have it under control. So as you can see, I have a guitar up here. I'm a musician. That's why I'm going to intersperse things into this evening with you. How many people in here, before COVID, made New Year's resolutions? No, God, I'm in Ohio. Why am I even asking? I don't know what that means. No, I mean, New Year's resolutions have always been a touchy subject because nobody ever wanted to make them. We all kind of just felt bad, so we made them. We don't make them after COVID. We know ourselves too well now. We're not bullshitting anymore. This is just, we've been indoors for 2 years, okay? We're done. I make what we call win-win resolutions now. Now that we're out and we're free, I make a resolution that no matter which way it goes, it's going to be fine, okay? Like if I were to say this year, I'm going to try crack. Well, if I don't do crack, there goes another year without crack. Good job, okay? But if I do, damn it, I told you I would. Okay. I'm going to share my resolutions with you right now, if I may, in the way of song. My resolutions. These are my resolutions. You can't lose these resolutions, 'cause this year's resolutions are win-win resolutions. I'm gonna eat cake, stay up late, gain weight and flatulate. I want a big old steak every day. I'm gonna love my body anyway. I'm gonna try crack. I won't be ashamed, everybody does it. I will make it work, I'm balling on a budget. Might not look you in the eye, the shame is too much to bear, but I'm gonna start watching porn. I realized I'm the only person I know not watching porn, and that ends here. I asked my friend recently, how does one start watching porn this late in the game? I don't know why I'm looking directly at you, but... I'm asking him because I know he knows. I asked my friend, I'm like, is there a keyword I should be searching? My friend was like, no, actually, a good place to start is just go to the front page, go to the most watched video, good place to start. I'm like, I didn't realize people search for porn the same way they search for a TED Talk, okay? But I also realized if you're watching a video that 20 million other people have also watched, there's just no way you're not simultaneously watching with someone else, right? Like a virtual circle jerk. Hey, it's COVID friendly, so no judgment. My friend told me if you shared that with anyone, I might ruin porn for some people, but don't care. I want to watch TV like 6 hours a week. I never watch enough TV. There's so much great TV. When people ask me what I like, I never know what to say. I want to sit there and figure that out. That one's very real for me. I want to watch more TV. Plus, if anyone asks me why I don't watch Stranger Things one more time, they're going to hear something stranger than that. Like the porn I watched last night. Let's talk about it. I go to the site and I tell myself, Camilla. Now, you guys don't know this about me, but for a girl who gets aroused watching 2 dragonflies attached at the ass, it doesn't take much to get me going, okay? So I tell myself, Camilla, we're not digging. I find one on the front page titled, The All-American Dream. Now, I'm an immigrant. That one was for me. Cut to 2 Slovenians thinking they're going to pull a fast one on me, like, I don't know, they're not in Tennessee. Saying things to distract me, like, after this, we should watch baseball. She was like, yes, and we should eat McDonald's. I was pissed. And that's when I realized I was aroused. Take no shit, no more inside voices. I will interrupt because that's my choice. No more walking eggshells. I'm going to be myself, and I just kind of want to be a bitch. Shut up. Shut up. These are my resolutions. You can't lose these resolutions, because this year's resolutions are win-win resolutions. My resolutions, everyone. Thank you very much. So, recently had a birthday. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I turned 33. Yeah. Did you just flick me off? I honestly get a lot that I don't look like I'm in my 30s. I don't look like I'm 18. I get that a lot. And I know why, and you also know why. It's because teenagers are too fucking hot right now, okay? I don't know what's going on, but me wearing their clothes still doesn't turn back time, Camilla. The teenagers are too fucking hot. I don't know what happened between when I was a teenager and when they're teenagers, but TikTok would have looked very different in my heyday, okay? I wore headgear, had a mustache and baby teeth well into my 20s, okay? Put it in context for you. When I was a teenager, I was such a boner downer. I found out in my late 20s through hearsay that my childhood pediatrician was a pedophile. Through hearsay. In other words, he had many opportunities to have this, and not even he wanted it. Yeah, I'm relieved, but I'm also offended. That's my life. I get asked all the time, Camilla, and you're in your mid-30s, you want to settle down, you want to have kids, why do you do comedy? I'm on the road a lot. I go out, I do shows 5 nights a week sometimes. It's not because I have daddy issues. I don't think that's what I have. I've never even seen my daddy naked. No, thank God. I thank God for that. You look surprised. Don't look surprised. I've never seen him naked. My mom, I've seen my mom naked. I go over there at 2 p.m. today, I see those flapjacks. That's just our relationship. God love her. No, my memories of my dad are him walking around on a Saturday morning in a bikini cut negligee, a tighty-whitey. Don't know why I pointed at you. I do, actually. There comes a time in every man's life. You know it, you know it, you know it. You will know it, you will know it. It's just a comfortable underwear, I'm sure. I was talking to my friend about it. She's like, I've never seen my dad naked either. That's just the way it is. She's like, how big is your dad? I was like, oh, God, I don't know. From South America, I'd have to assume he's not circumcised. It's probably, is he a shower? Is he a grower? I don't know, but he sits when he pees. Okay. And if I had to guess, with 20 minutes of rigorous foreplay, and he has to be very interested. We're not working with more than 4 inches, fully erect. Okay. At which point my friend said, I was asking you how tall your dad is. I was like, damn, why didn't you stop me? I just wrote a memoir about my dad's dick. That's on you. That's just a little bit about my life. Actually, I have a boyfriend now, but in my dating life, I've never been much of like a size queen. I'm more of a personality whore, if you will. You probably could, I guess, that for me. But until the other day, I was at a store and I overheard a guy talking about his size 18 shoe, and my nipples went hard in a TJ Maxx. So we all have a price. I also don't really care what people think about what I look like in general. I don't. But the other day, someone told me I looked healthy, and I was like, fuck you. Tell me you're worried about me or say nothing at all. In my undergraduate degree at the University of Michigan, I studied opera. Got my degree in classical music. Yeah, I was single the whole time. Yes. There was one straight guy in my entire graduating class. And he was gay as hell. So he was single, he was available, but he was single for a very specific reason, because in vocal school, your idea of a snack is a glass of scalding hot water with cayenne pepper and garlic. Vocal health. I'm like, you're asking me why you're single? What do you think your dick smells like? You can't have that every day and expect love. No, that dick smells like Chipotle. Has to. But I love Chipotle, so. We're having a good time. And, yeah. No, I mean, dating for me has not been easy, and we know this. We're all Midwesterners here. No one in the Midwest is aging like a fine wine, okay? The older we get, we are aging like a fine cheese, okay? And we know it, but I like cheese, okay? I don't stand before you a perfect 10. You see it. That would require height. That would require, realistically, a different set of boobs, okay? My tits look like they're from 2 different sets. Full disclosure. One of them's kind of type A. Teacher's pet. Daddy's favorite. Not my daddy, like your daddy. Jesus. It's not that kind of show. The other one is kind of an old soul. It had a rough patch in high school. You don't want to look it straight in the eye. I'm going to introduce you to them right now, if I may, in the way of song. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you unless you want. Two different sets, 2 separate lives, 2 different fates living side by side. You can't call them twins, no, you can't call them sisters. This one's peculiar, they're total strangers. The first one is Shelby, she's your girl next door. All the guys want her 'cause she's not a whore. The other one's Trina. She's the boob equivalent of a chode. When God made her, I think his eyes were closed. To put it in context for you, because I can tell you're interested. One of them is like a brand new toy that you might want to play with. Sir. The other one is like a homemade sock puppet. Except for the person wearing that puppet has fallen asleep. Shelby and Trina, an angel and a wiener. A package deal, not really a steal. It's Shelby and Trina. 2 different sets, 2 separate lives, 2 different fates, living side by side. My tits, everyone. They'll be here all night. Thank you very much. Thank you. So as I mentioned, I do have a boyfriend. We've been together for a little over a year now, so really enjoying our time. He's a lovely man. A lot happens in the first year of relationship. How long have you guys been together? 25 years. Holy macaroni. 25 years, everyone, that's love. So you guys get this. She has tired eyes. She has tired eyes, so you get this. In the first year of a relationship, a lot changes, okay? Like in the beginning of the relationship, Sundays were his like football days with the guys, and I wasn't invited, and I was salty. And now, you get this, Sundays don't happen often enough, okay? I'm like, don't you have somewhere to be? Like in the beginning of the relationship, we were kind of shy and nervous around each other when we'd be naked. And now, I don't like the way he looks at my tits. It's just a little creepy. But that's real love. Real love isn't like they depict in movies. It's not meant to be that way. The best part of love is that it's very comfortable. I actually wrote a song called Real Love that I dedicate to my lovely, loving boyfriend. And it's called Real Love. Do you guys want to hear it? Yeah. When the love is real and you've got sex appeal, the chemistry is off the charts. Ooh. We're talking about real, real love. I'm talking about a go to sleep in big panties. He says it's hot and I agree, 'cause then we make real, real love. 100% cotton. I'm talking about we put the zit cream on my face. I'm about to shut the lights, but then I get a gaze, and then we make real, real love. That's all right, just don't touch my fucking face. I'm talking about he found a French fry in my hair, and we were like, how the hell did that get there? And then we make real, real love. That's a snack. I'm talking about we fell asleep on the couch. He squeezed too hard, I left one out, and then we made real, real love. What's that smell? That's love. When the love is real and you've got sex appeal, the chemistry is off the charts. Ooh. I'm talking about real, real love. Real love, everyone. Thank you. You guys have been a fantastic audience. As I mentioned, I came up here from Ann Arbor, Michigan, which some of you sounds like you've spent some time up there. For those of you who haven't been there, it's kind of a crunchy town, okay? Yeah, a little crunchier than down here, I'm sure. Not uncommon to see someone picketing on the sidewalks, down with GMOs. I'm like, Cheryl, go spend time with your grandkids, for the love of God. She's like 30 years old. Is it me or is it people that hate GMOs, the ones who look like they could use one the most? Am I right? I'm like, Cheryl, you are 30, you look 90, throw a preservative on the next one. I went to the grocery store the other day with one of my friends who got on her high horse about cage-free eggs. Cage-free eggs, something we didn't know we needed to know. Am I right? I would have never wondered what that chicken was doing with its life, honestly. My friend was on her high horse. She was like, Camilla, cage-free eggs is the only way to go. I was like, Kim, I love you, but you turkey basted yourself with some hot sauce recently. You're not one to speak. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm Camilla.
Hey, Camilla, great job.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, anytime you'd like to come back, you're more than welcome. But
All
here's a
right.
question for you. What do you got coming up where we can see you again?
Yeah, so if you guys ever venture up to Michigan, I have a couple of big shows coming up. I'll be in Lake Orion on Saturday. I'm headlining a show up there at the Detroit Bar and Grill Saturday night. And a week later from that is the Detroit Women of Comedy Festival. So I'll be performing at that. That's Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st in Detroit at Planet Ant at the Planet Ant and Independent Comedy Club. So come see me out there.
Great job. Thank
Wonderful.
you, Camilla.
Thanks, everyone, for having me.
Let's hear it for Camilla, everybody. Yeah. Awesome. All right, we are rolling along here, and we still have yet another comic. Everybody have a good time? Yeah. Just checking. Closing out this evening's show is a public school teacher by day who charades as a comedian by night. He's traveled and he's performed on many stages as his wife will permit, as many as his wife will permit, yeah. And he's a finalist in the Detroit to L.A. Comedy show. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Let's bring him out. Yes, sir. It is Tim Finkel. Come on.
Camilla, I don't know whose idea it was to put me on after that voice of an angel, but, keep it going for yourselves, everybody, for making it out here tonight. Good for you. Thursday night. You don't give a shit, do you? Nope. Yeah. I got to tell you, I've been doing comedy for a while, and it's always been a dream since I was a little boy to be able to make it to Wauseon, Ohio. Yeah, I tell you, I one step after another. My everyone in my family, they said, just give up on your dreams. You're not gonna make it. And here I am, doing comedy for you fine folks on a Thursday night under surgical grade lighting. Yeah. Just like comedy should be done. Yeah. Well, good for you. I got to tell you, folks, I'm incredibly excited to be here tonight. I had to ask my wife for permission to be here tonight. Yeah, you guys have any idea how humiliating that is as a middle-aged man to have to put in a pre-approved leave request just to get out of your house? Yeah, you guys all seem cool. If you can all keep a secret. My wife doesn't even know I'm here right now. Yeah, that's right. I'm currently supposed to be running out to Target. Yeah, for another round of White Claws and tampons. Yeah, she's going to be pissed. No, it's good. It's good we come together and laugh like this. You know, it's been a weird, confusing last couple of years, you know. I'll give you an example. I got a phone call the other day from a man telling me, Tim, I don't know how to put this, but I tested positive. You were the last man I was with. You may want to go get tested. Now, if you would have told me 2 years ago we'd be having conversations like this, I would have assumed I made a radical lifestyle change. Yeah, Same thing, my wife came home from work the other day. She's freaking out. She's going, everybody tested positive. I don't feel very well. I think I may have got it from the men in our building exposing themselves to me. Again, 2 years ago, I would have thought, honey, what kind of sick and twisted orgies are you having at that elementary school? Yeah, but alas, we're all here, and congratulations, every single person in this room here tonight is not dead yet.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. You can applaud that for now. You know, the night is young. Let's go ahead and start off with this. You guys ever hear of the animal called a kuka before? I just learned about this last week. It's very interesting. It's a marsupial that is native off of one specific island off of Australia. Now, what's unique about the kuka is its only defense mechanism against predators is it'll just throw its babies at them. Just run away. Isn't that interesting? Another interesting fact about the kuka, it is regarded as the happiest animal on the planet. Yeah, see, I like to open up with a nice little fun fact, man, you know. Just in case you guys don't like me, at least you go home learning something, you know. Yeah, that tall-ass Beto O'Rourke-looking comic was terrible, but it was wildly informative. Now, I'm a father myself. I got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. They're both beautiful boys. They're both horribly behaved. And it's a good thing that they're so good-looking, because if they were ugly, we would have thrown them to a predator by now. Yeah, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. If you're one of those women who's now thinking, oh, how can you say that? That is such a fun age. That is such a fun age. No, it is not. No, my wife left me alone with my kids last night. That was negligence. Yeah, I turned my back on the older one for 3 seconds, and he shoved a tiny Lego piece as far as he could into our poor dog's ass. Yeah, true story. It's not a fun age. It's not fun when your kids make you play emergency canine proctologist. Yeah, I came in the room, the dog's just eyeing me down like, dude, come on, man, do your job. How can you let this happen? All the while amidst the chaos, I take a glance over my shoulder, and the younger one is now teething on that very Lego piece that I just recovered. Yeah, it's not a fun age. No, my kids are good looking, though. They are. They get that from my wife. My wife's a very beautiful woman. She's so much better looking than I am. I really married up in that regard, you know. She was 22 years old when I met her. It's hot, sir. Hide your boner. She's 38 years old now. She's still hot, you know. But she's also the woman that nags me all the time. After you spend a year in isolation with that, it's hard to see the beauty after a while. Yeah, you stare at the same face for long enough, it just becomes like abstract shapes and colors with like sounds coming out of it. Yeah, it's like a Picasso painting. I don't even hear her voice anymore. It's like that teacher from Charlie Brown. She bought me an Apple Watch for Christmas this year, no joke. When she starts bitching, my Apple Watch now buzzes. Tells me to just breathe, man. Just breathe. No, my kids are good looking. People say funny things to you when you're out in public with 2 adorable children, you know. Had a woman come up to me the other day. She said, oh, they are so adorable. I could just gobble them right up. I think we can all agree that's a really weird way to compliment another human being, you know? But it got me thinking, like, at what age and gender does this become horribly inappropriate? Like, could you imagine if I went up to, I don't know, like a 13-year-old boy? See? Oh, look at you. I could just gobble you right up. I'd be in jail. You know? Just saying, it's a double standard, you know? No, we do try to be good parents, though. We do. We brought our kids to Hawaii just before the pandemic when they were 5 and 3 years old. 5-year-old and a 3-year-old on an 11-hour direct flight. Yeah, I don't recommend that, ma'am. No, the yelling and screaming got so bad. At one point, I was watching the news, and these horrific scenes of what was going on at our border at the time, these poor families getting separated from their children, you know? And I thought to myself, man, that looks nice. Oh, look at the leg room in that cage. That was a tester joke. You guys passed. Congratulations. You guys are cool. No, I complain about being a father a lot, though, but I love it. You know, it's one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. I never knew that I could love two human beings that much for like 3 hours a day. Then I tap out. But my kids are getting that age where I got to watch what I say around them now, you know. But not only that, ma'am, I also have to watch what type of music I play around them. Which is a bit of a challenge because one thing you fine folks of Wauseon should all know about me is that I have an affinity for early 90s gangster rap. Yeah, you too back there, ma'am? That is surprising. Yeah. No, it's fine. Do not allow this clean-cut alabaster exterior to fool you. No, it is West Side until the day I die, ma'am. Let me ask you a question. You ever been anywhere where Snoop Dogg's Nothing But a G Thing starts playing? You know, you hear 1, 2, 3 into the foe, and you think to yourself, you know what?
Like, oh, she got that.
Yeah. You ever hear it and think to yourself, you know what? Shut it off. I'm not in the mood. No, it's never happened. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this about early 90s gangster rap. Turns out that if you listen very closely to the lyrics, you will pick up on subtle hints of misogynistic undertones. Yeah, which is a bit of a challenge because I have 2 boys. I want them to grow up to be gentlemen, you know. I want them to show respect to women, but I also want them to show respect to the golden age of hip-hop. You know, so you can imagine the pickle I was in when my son's Sunday school teacher pulled me aside, told me that when they were learning about the Garden of Eden and man's fall into sin, he told the class, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Yeah. True story, which horrible thing to say anywhere, let alone church. But here's the thing, if there's one thing I can be proud of that Tupac has taught them, you gotta give much respect to those who break their neck to keep their hoes in check. Yeah. No, there are some horrible lyrics in early 90s gangster rap. When Dr. Dre says, and if my bitches talk shit, I have to put the smack down, I envy him for that, ma'am. I do. My bitch talks shit all the time. I just have to sit there and take it. Yeah, wait for my Apple Watch to buzz and tell me to just breathe, man. This is a true story. My oldest son's favorite song is off Snoop Dogg's first album, Doggy Style. Yeah, because I'm a good progressive parent, you know. And it's an infectiously melodic little number called Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None. Yeah. You know that one, ma'am? Yeah. For the rest of Wauseon, who has no idea what I'm talking about, Ain't No Fun is a whimsical tale as old as time about a young man who purchases a lady of the evening, wants to ensure that he gets his full money's worth out of her by being gracious enough to also allow his homies to get a piece. Isn't that thoughtful? Yeah. Now, if you examine the lyrical content of this song, it is horribly objectifying to women. Yeah, but any good parent will tell you that it is our responsibility to find teachable moments in the most unexpected of places. Yeah, so I've used this song as an opportunity to teach 2 very hard to learn lessons. Number 1, the importance of sharing. And number 2, fiscal responsibility. Yeah, these young whippersnappers, they don't know the value of $1 anymore. All right, I lost you guys a little bit on the 90s gangster rap. That's all right. We'll get you back. Let's try this one. I'm from the Detroit area. You guys remember an artist from the late 90s, actually an artist from Detroit called DJ Assault. He had a song, catchy little number called Ass and Titties. You remember that, sir? Yeah, remember how it goes? Ass and titties, ass and titties, ass, titties, titties, ass and titties. Oh, you know every lyric. It's only 3 words. That's great. Yeah. I made the mistake of playing this one for my kids the other day. And my wife walked in the room. She loses it. She just starts screaming at me. What the hell are you guys doing? You can't play that song around the kids. I said, honey, listen. Settle down. Which I learned is a wonderful way to diffuse a woman. Yeah, it's like throwing water on a grease fire. I said, honey, listen, settle down. This is just an adult version of head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, ass and titties. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, ass and titties. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, ass and titties. Say what you may, but that song will be stuck in your head on the drive home tonight. Here's a little interesting fact about DJ Assault. Actually, in 2002, he quit music, went back to Wayne State University, got his medical degree. He now goes by Dr. Assault. That's true. You know what he specializes in? Ear, nose, and throat. How about, we got any other parents here tonight? Applaud for your parent. Anyone else here? Yeah, a few of you. Yeah, good for you for making it out of your house. That's great. It's hard being a parent, you know, it is. Everybody's doing that 10-year Facebook challenge now. You know what I'm talking about? That's like where you take a look at a picture of yourself from 10 years ago, one from recent. My wife and I took a look at a picture of us from 10 years ago. We're all full of positivity and vibrancy, vitality. We didn't have kids yet. We took a look at a picture of us from last week. It looks like one of those before and after ads designed to scare people away from trying crystal meth. Yeah, the wear and tear of the children, you know? That's why if there's any young parents out there that I could give any advice to tonight, it's when you become a parent, make sure that you set aside time for yourself, you know, to do things that you love and that make you happy, you know? And that is why I now drink. Yeah, because I really think it makes me a better parent. I do, because it gives you an unlimited amount of patience and tolerance, you know? I came home from work the other day, I had a terrible day. I walk in the house, my older one's smacking the younger one in the head. I lose it. I just start screaming at him, stop it, stop it. We are a loving family. We do not hit one another, and we do not yell. Then I go in the kitchen, I pour myself a drink. 20 minutes later, I find myself yelling, hit him, hit him. Now I'm entertained because I feel like I have ringside seats to the tiniest little featherweight boxing match. Yeah, it's true. Alcohol is to parenting what steroids was to all 7 of Lance Armstrong's Tour de France wins. Yeah, just a dirty little secret that we're all willing to turn a blind eye to because we are Americans and we are winners, everybody. Yeah, there you go, ma'am. You can applaud that. Yeah. So if your parents here tonight, drink up. It's your night, you know? Got to make sure you don't overdo it, though. You do. I recently went to the doctor. I confessed to him how much I'd been drinking. He told me, Tim, listen, if you want to be healthy enough to see your children grow old, it's best to kick this habit right now. He then went on to tell me that I can still have a drink. I just have to make sure that I never get drunk. And that's about as satisfying as my wife telling me that I can have sex with any beautiful woman in the world. Just make sure that it's just the tip. But he actually recommended a replacement behavior for my drinking. He recommended yoga. Yeah, I can't even say it with a straight face. Yeah, he said if I commit to my practice of yoga, in 9 months I will be the greatest version of myself. Now, my son peed in a potted plant in the middle of the waiting room of the dentist office on Monday. That's a true story. I don't have 9 months. If I pour a drink right now, in 9 minutes, I will be the greatest version of myself. No. I've been trying to stay in shape during the pandemic. Anyone else trying to stay in shape in this room? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't sound like it. No? No, my wife and I just recently bought a Peloton treadmill. Are you guys familiar with Peloton? Anyone? That's like where you got a big screen, you know, you're working one-on-one with a personal trainer. They don't use ugly people for this. No one wants to stare at a homely troll while you're suffering. But I learned something about this. I learned that you can learn a lot about your spouse when you go back into that history and you see what trainer they've been working with. Yeah, like I learned that my spouse only likes to get her heart rate pinned by black guys. Yeah, I can't compete with that, ma'am. Yeah, you can imagine the shock she was in when she went in and learned that I also only like to get my heart rate pinned also by black guys. No, that's just a joke. These are all jokes, actually. No, that's just a joke. I only pick the blondes with big bouncy boobs, you know. But they got to use good-looking people to do it. It's a monthly subscription. They need to keep you coming back. They need you to aspire to be like those people. But I would argue that just once, I would like to see a trainer that is just a complete train wreck. One that just doesn't have their life together. Like you log on to a live session, they're real honest, and they're like, Tim, listen, I had like 13 IPAs last night, and I cannot trust a fart right now. Yeah, it is going to be a miracle if this treadmill doesn't turn into a diarrhea slip and slide by the end of our session. Yeah, then instead of like the picturesque mountains of Machu Picchu, they're like sprinting their ass off through the back alleys of Detroit, trying to outrun a rabid pit bull. Yeah, then the session just ends with him doubled over like, I'm cramping, just go on without me. I would find that very motivating. I would step off that treadmill with the confidence of Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Yeah, the first rule of Peloton is we do not talk about Peloton. No, but they do. These good-looking trainers, they really motivate you. They push you to figure out what you're capable of, Like I learned that I am capable of running 12 straight miles while still maintaining an erection. Speaking of that, if I'm walking like a cowboy up here tonight, I actually had a vasectomy on Monday this week, everybody. Thank you. I don't understand your enthusiasm for that, ma'am, but I do appreciate it. Here's the thing, I should clarify, my wife made me have a vasectomy on Monday. I will say that since the procedure, I do seem to be much more calm and submissive. Yeah, I kicked that nasty little leg humping habit of mine, too. Surgery itself was quite humiliating, though, because I had an absolutely gorgeous black female nurse prepping me, which is just a sophisticated way of saying shaving and sanitizing my ball sack. Pretty doped up on pain meds at the time, and I found myself just repeatedly apologizing to her for how culturally small my penis was. Yeah. She was a sweetheart, though. She did try to make me feel better. She said, don't worry about it, sir. It's perfectly normal. Same size as all the other ones I've seen before. Which then prompted me to blurt out the question, have you been shaving and sanitizing ball sacks for a long time? Yeah, to which she responded, no, asshole. Yeah, this is my first day on the job, and you know what? I recently transferred from pediatrics. Thanks. My first applause break on an embarrassing dick joke. Thank you. Thanks for laughing at that. It's embarrassing. The worst part is I didn't even find out till it was all said and done that I'm not even officially sterile yet. Doctor says not until 25 to 35 ejaculations down the road. Sir, are you aware of this? You seem overly enthusiastic about that. Now, here's the thing. My wife's 38 years old. We've been married for some time now with children. I have referred to the calendar on this one. And if my math is correct, there's a good chance I could knock her up from now till she's 67 years old. Oh, thank you for laughing at that, ma'am. I do appreciate it. No, I do. My wife does not think I'm funny, which is actually quite convenient because since she's pushed out our two little bundles of joy, she no longer has the ability to laugh without a little bit of pee coming out. Speaking of maintaining an erection, I did have a big life event recently, everybody. I just turned 40 years old, everybody. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm lying, actually, sir. I'm 43 years old, but I don't feel like the set's going very well, and I needed a cheap applause break. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't feel 43 years old. No, inside I still feel like a teenager, But every once in a while, the universe sends you these subtle little reminders of just how old you are, Earlier this week, my wife was craving sushi. Me being the good husband I am, I thought I'd go out and get that for her. I went to a really authentic upscale place by our house. I went to Kroger. Isn't it amazing that they sell sushi at Kroger, Like, as Americans, there is no culture that we are unwilling to bastardize. Yeah, and they use real Japanese people to make it, too. Yeah, you'd think they'd use some fat white kid with dreadlocks or something like that. I looked it up. It takes over 7 years of an apprenticeship in Japan just to start cooking the rice. Yeah, that's like more schooling than the guy who cut my balls off. So anyway, I'm in Kroger, and over the intercom comes the acclaimed CNC Music Factory's Contagious Everybody Dance Now. You guys remember how it goes? Boom, 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 boom. Everybody dance now! Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I was swinging for the fences on that one. I'm happy you didn't. That would have been real awkward. But here's the thing I asked you. Where does Kroger get off having the audacity to think that they are going to play that song and expect me to just go about my shopping calmly? Yeah. No, at one point in the song it says, let the rhythm take control, let the music move you. You know, and I'm a rule follower, so now I'm in the middle of the aisle doing the Running Man. Transitioning into the Roger Rabbit. Having flashbacks to 8th grade dances with white suburbanite parochial school kids surrounding me in a circle going, go Tim, go Tim, go, go, go Tim. And at the height of all my glory, that's when it happened. I threw my back out. Yeah, I'm a 43-year-old man. I got to warm up for that shit. Yeah, I went into Kroger later this week. No joke. They were playing House of Pain's Jump Around. Yeah, I tore a meniscus. Now, it's interesting how peer pressure changes with age, you know? Like at 16 years old, it was like to smoke and drink to fit in, you know? At 43 years old, it is to post professional-grade photos of my family on Facebook on Christmas wearing matching pajamas. Are you familiar with this, ma'am? When the hell did this start? This is not the nostalgic Christmas of my childhood. Yeah, no, in 1985, my father wouldn't have been caught dead wearing matching pajamas with us. Yeah, he didn't even set an alarm on Christmas morning. It was his only day to sleep in. You know, my brothers and I would sit around a tree just staring at unopened gifts. He'd finally come stumbling down the stairs in a pit-stained V-neck undershirt, tucked into his Fruit of the Loom whitey tighties. Left ball hanging out. Yeah, like a majestic silver bell here to ring in the birth of baby Jesus. Yeah, this is the photo I would like to post. I was thinking about that the other day. It is remarkable the amount of balls I saw hanging out of shorts in the 1980s. Yeah. You know, and I was thinking about it. I think that might be what's wrong with today's generation. I don't think they see enough balls anymore. You know, I think that might be why they're all pussies. You guys are fun. I got to tell you, I've had a series of very obscure jobs in my life. You know, actually, before I was a comic, I was actually a teacher for 21 years. You know, oh, thank you. Yeah, you don't need to applaud that. I quit. Yeah, I should have never been a teacher either. Like, I lacked the maturity. Case in point, to this day, when I see like a extremely attractive woman who's pregnant, you know, I still like snicker and think to myself, I know what you did. I know how that got in there. Yeah, but actually, before I was a comic, before I was a teacher, I was actually a professional yo-yo demonstrator, everybody. Yeah, that's right. Hold your applause. It's fine. Yeah, that's right. What you see before you today was the 1998 State of Michigan yo-yo champion. Yeah, thank you. I know what you're thinking. That is absolutely amazing that a woman would ever agree to sleep with him. But I brought some yo-yos with me today. Would you guys like to see a couple tricks?
Yeah.
Just show you a couple basic ones here. Feel free to applaud at any given moment. It's just my self-esteem on the line under these surgical grade lights at all times.
Yeah. Wow.
Again, feel free to applaud it.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. You may be asking yourself, what does a career as a professional yo-yo demonstrator entail? And I'll tell you, I got paid to travel all over the United States of America doing shows at elementary and middle schools, promoting the message that if you refrain from drugs and alcohol, you can accomplish anything in life. Yeah, to this day, I cannot say it with a straight face. Yeah. And they used to pay me very well. They used to pay me $500 a show. I was 20 years old. I would then take that money and I would buy an enormous amount of drugs and alcohol with it. You guys had a good time tonight? Yeah, coming out to the man cave. Yeah, I gotta be honest, man cave. I thought this was a gay bar when I was coming out to it, but it's okay. You guys have been a fun audience. Come see me after the show. I got some things for sale. I started a parenting advocacy group. Yeah, I don't know why that's funny, man. The name of our group is called Fun Age. That's actually an acronym that stands for Fulfilling Your Needs Through Alcohol-Generated Enhancement. But I got these wristbands for sale. On them, they say, just breathe, man. And here's the thing, you don't have to buy one, but I really did quit my job, and my kids need to eat, so do the right thing, And you can give me whatever you want for them. And here's the thing, I assure you that 100% of the proceeds of these profits go toward me buying a case of beer on my way home tonight. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. My name's Tim Finkel. Thank you so much.
All right, Tim Finkel. Thank you so much for making the long trek all the way to Waseon, Ohio. I really appreciate it.
Jeff. Thank you.
And listen, if you just thought it was a gay man cave, well, sometimes, dreams come true.
I see what you did there.
Yes. But listen, thank you very much. You got any gigs coming up you want to promote quickly?
So I teach any of you guys who have any wayward youths at home, I actually teach a teen stand-up comedy class at the world-famous Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan. That starts on July 13th this year. And then there's a club in Michigan called One Night Stands. I'm headlining that from July 7th to 9th. Do you know that club, ma'am? Oh, excellent. All right. You didn't travel all the way from here to see me, did you? All
right, put your hands together for Tim Finkel. Yeah. How about that? All right, I want to take just a second here. We got a sponsor I want to thank. Curtis High Flash. The Man Cave Comedy Hour is brought to you by Curtis High Flash, and I want to just call it a restaurant, but it's so much more than just that. They serve an awesome breakfast that starts at 4 a.m. till 11 a.m., but they're also open as a tavern from 5:30 until 2:30. All the food is homemade. You're going to love, especially the gravy that they're famous for. It's homemade, and it's delicious. And they've also got live entertainment. And they're open 7 days a week, and they're family-owned. They even have liquor on Sunday. So go see my friends at Curtis High Flash, 7401 Jerusalem Road, Route 2 in Curtis, Ohio. You're going to love the breakfast. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody here that came out to the Man Cave tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely. And thank you for tuning in. Please share the video with all your friends. Just click the share button. And we'll see you all later. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.